earlier before we started shooting, you asked me, "Are you happy with the numbers that you're getting on the podcast?" And my answer to that was, "I'm not. In reality, you always want something better.
Of course.
But I accept that my podcast hasn't been around for a while. I'm still new to I'm still a new face, to be honest. So I'm still enjoying the journey. So you accept the process of growth. I'm still in the process of becoming a better host every podcast I shoot, and that consistency, that an element of dedication to constantly, little by little, improving yourself to what you're doing."
Yes. I think you've answered your question very well. No, because that is houses. We're not saying that we shouldn't have. We shouldn't try to aspire to improve. But there's I think a fundamental element which I think we are struggling with, and we have an enormous tension with, which is, I think, social relations. Until 5,000 years ago, 4,000, I don't know, when money came around, we used to use bartering.
Yeah.
Now, bartering is very interesting as a concept. There's a lot of work that was done by people like Graeber and other people who talk about bartering. But I think one of the things that messed up our society was money, the whole notion of money. Why? Because we started creating a measure which is an artificial measure. Bartering was different. Bartering was based on what I have and what I need, what you have and what you need. And we found a way of creating this relationship where we negotiated that you giving me 3 chickens because I need to have a good supply of eggs because my kids are still young, is equivalent to me giving you the horse so that you can plow your fields. Now, how could you come to a conclusion that 3 chickens or 4 chickens or 10 chickens is equivalent to 1 horse? Absolutely doesn't make any sense. But the fact that there was this creation of social relations, because we related socially, we came to the conclusion of what you need, what I need, and we exchanged what we had. We created a currency. We created a currency for ourselves. Money doesn't do that. Money creates its currency, and then you have to fit in. Now, you tell me, in this corridor here, if we didn't have a cleaner, what situation would be in? Who would wash the bathroom and the toilets, messed up by us, okay? Because we're too busy to make sure that we don't mess up our bathrooms. Now, if the cleaner came at 4 did not come at 4 in the morning for 2 or 3 days, let alone forever, we would have a complete chaos. Now, if I had to tell you, listen, if a secretary doesn't come or a lecturer doesn't come, well, I don't think it would be too big an issue. It would affect a small number of people. But that if we had to see the scale of who gets paid best, would be the lecturer, then the administrator, and finally the worst of are the cleaners. So we have created this idea of what is of value depending on how we decide what is value. And obviously we know this is pure hegemony, that this happens because a group of people or a class of people or a category of people or a cluster of people think that this is more valuable than that, which is absolutely not true. I mean, what Marx was saying when he spoke about the economic structure and economic base, it makes pure and impeccable sense. Because how can you value one job as being more valuable than other jobs? So I think the notion of bartering was an opportunity. It was a fantastic opportunity because we exchanged directly without an intermediary. We don't have the money. We don't have the values of the market. We don't have price lists. We don't have nothing. We just have each other and we are negotiating. And I think that once we got away from that, I think that has in a way started creating a number of difficulties in terms of recognizing the value of of having each other and of relating to each other on this level.
And I'm thinking, I never thought of this, so it's something that you have really come to it. It's the fact that in bartering it seems that I have always something I can give in transaction too.
Yes.
So from a humanistic point of view, and you would think that I always have something to give.
Yes.
But money doesn't give you that.
No.
I don't have time, so I'm exchanging time for money. But in bartering, I have the chickens, I have the horse, I have whatever it is. I have something of value that I can negotiate.
That's right.
Something with. So
yes, and the human contact remains extremely close to the transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst in money, when it comes to money, it creates a number of obstacles. But I think fundamentally, apart from this, because probably we'll never go back to bartering, even though it happens in the construction industry, mind you, because it does, you know, I'll give you a flat instead of paying you for the work you did for me, but very rarely and very very scarce, specific, and even there is a